What's going on, folks? Forensic Golf, Atlanta Golf and Fitness Club. We have a new umbrella. Everything's going to go under Atlanta Golf and Fitness Club. We're going to have introduction to golf for juniors, introduction to golf for adults, junior improvement golf programs, adult improvement golf programs, high performance classes for the players that are competing on all different levels, strength and conditioning, kinematics, biomechanics, nutrition, the whole 9 yards, all going under the Atlanta Golf and Fitness Club umbrella. So under that umbrella, we're gonna have forensic golf, 360 golf, Project One Golf Academy, forensic golf academy, and short game analysis and all kind of things. It's going to be under that umbrella, a one-stop shop place where you're going to have the app, the whole 9 yards. So I'm very, very excited. But I want to talk about the premium setup. Do me a favor, folks. It does a huge, huge, huge favor for me. Hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. It makes a big, big difference, all right? So I want to talk about the premium setup. You know, I told you how my hands were hurting so much. I added dad hands and everything. So it just made me reevaluate and look at how I'm looking at the premium setup. You know, I've been doing it for a long time now, and I just get into it and it feels natural. But this week, with my hands hurting, I had to actually make sure that I was correct. So I told you that how the premium setup actually works, right? But I want to give you something that I used to teach and I just kind of got away from it that's really, really important. When you set up and you do your piston pivot and anchor your weight, I want you to have that feel that you inside behind the ball. And I want you to start that club when I say along your shoulder line. When I say along the body line, some people may come out here with it. I want that club just to come right up here along the shoulder line. And I don't have a lot of excessive movement, right? Because we already preset all the things for success. We got more pressure on the target side, which is going to give us a descending blow. We got the shoulder slightly closed, which is going to give us an inside path that's going to prevent that slice. We're going to get that speed out front, which is going to create that destination. Change the destination, you change your swing. But I want you to really focus on your next practice session. When you set up, I want you to feel yourself, piston pivot, anchor the weight. Do you feel yourself closed now? It's very important. If you don't feel yourself closed, I guarantee you have came back around to normal over here. I want you to see yourself closed, all right? A good thing if you're practicing, think about yourself being on a mat, a square mat. This is one thing the mat can do for you. Piston pivot, anchor the weight, boom. Now look where I'm at. My shoulders are at 45 degree angles. That's very important. If you start studying the importance of 45s, it's a game changer. Just leaping over real quick to C motion. What makes Lee Como such a great player, such a great ball striker, is his 45s. His 45 degree angles are spot on. So we're already setting that 145, right? When we swing, we got a 45 there. We come back through. 45 angles, over here, look at the shoulders again, 45 shoulders, 45 shoulders, 45 shoulders again. Them 45s make a huge difference, right? You tie those 45 degree angles in with the 90 degree wrist motion that you need to achieve for maximum power. You have some people that have extensive motion, like a Dustin Johnson's, Rom, they have a little bit more motion, but think about them 45. So on this square mat, I'm here on it, piston pivot, anchor my weight, boom. My shoulders are at that 45. There we go. Shoulders at the 45 again. See them? Beautiful ball right there. 3 yards offline, face the target, plus 2.5, face the path, plus 3.2, club path, minus 0.7, spin axis, plus 3. Now that would throw a lot of people off, wouldn't it? Coach, how are you getting a plus number with a closed face? Because math, matters. And the reason why is because my shoulders are slightly closed for me. You can close them off a lot. But then that creates that inside path to square. So guess where you're going? You're going a little bit right of target with your path. And then the release sets you when you're throwing the ball down the target line. So again, I just want you to focus on the 45s of the shoulder. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. Set up on it, piston pivot, anchor your weight, 45, shoulders at 45, swing along that body line. Shoulders at 45 again, right here. Beautiful ball again. All right, here we go. Face the target, plus 0.5. Face the path, minus 1.1. Club path, plus 1.6. Spin axis, 3. So all the spin numbers are looking good. I don't mind that over here, the launch angle is at 27. Skytrack has some weird numbers. They have what I call moderate lofts, so I always look at it. So for me, with this club, hey, I'm good to go with that, right? All right, I'm not trying to hit the ball hard, and you know why I'm not trying to hit the ball hard? Because I'm working on my 45s. Here we go again. Set up on it. One focus today. Piston pivot, anchor your weight. Shoulders are at 45. See that? Boom. Let them stay at the 45. Again, shoulders are at 45. That's going to be closed a little bit. There we go. All the numbers are going to the left, which is closed. And that's because I put the club out my hand and I kind of put it up here, but we know why. So face the target, minus 2.2. Face the path, minus 4.5. Club path, plus 2.3, which saved me. Numbers are looking good. So we just working on our 45s today, right? Again, set up on it. Piston pivot. Piston pivot is like starting the lawnmower. Vroom, right? Starting that lawnmower. Think old school. Piston pivot. Anchor your weight. Shoulders at 45. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can take this all day long. So 4 shots in, face the target, average is plus 0.1. Face the path, average is minus 0.7. Club path, average is plus 0.9. Spin average is minus 4. Now, if you guys been with me, you ladies, you've been with me on this journey. When I started, using data, showing data, I've been using data for a long time. When I started implementing data with my YouTube channel and my social media, you remember when my numbers were plus minus 6? Now look what my numbers is. Really good numbers. Here we go again. I'm gonna put the hack motion on and hit a couple shots. I'm gonna pause the video after this one. Just the pivot, anchor your weight. Right down the target line. All good numbers. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to throw on the hack motion and hit another 4 shots. Okay, so here we go. Now we got the hack motion on. I've already went and hit one and calibrated it. We're good to go. And I haven't used the hack motion sensor since I've got my clubs. Been dimensionally fit and I got my clubs in. I haven't used the hack motion because I wanted to go through just to get accustomed to used to stage where I'm not worrying about data. I'm just worrying about getting accustomed to the club, how they look, how do I need to set the club face, is the sole different and whatnot. So today's the first day with the hack motion. I'm gonna hit about 4 shots to see where I am. It's gonna be interesting to see where my numbers are, okay? Here we go. Still thinking about the 45, the shoulders. Piston pivot, anchor your weight, feel that. A little bit of a pull. See what the numbers give me. So the numbers at the top is -8, flexion. Number at the bottom is -23. Okay, so check that out. I got a lot of flexion in my swing without putting it in there. Is that a direct result of being more properly fit, which gives you that bold wrist coming through, right? That bold wrist coming through. What I'm not trying to do, I'm not trying to have that bold wrist coming through. Could that be a direct result? Piston pivot, anchor my weight. Alrighty, numbers are good again. Minus 16 at the top, minus 26 at the bottom at impact. So I'm adding a lot of flexion today without even trying to add no flexion. And I used to have to try to add flexion to my swing. So it's a direct result of being dimensionally fit, and I'll have more of that bold wrist coming through. Now, if you remember what I said, if you want to add a little bit more extension to give yourself a bigger hinge, you got to get what we call radial deviation in the backswing. Just wrist cock, get those thumbs up. I'm going to try to hit a couple shots like that. I'm still working on the 45, the shoulders. Piston pivot, anchor the weight. There we go. There it goes. Perfect. I'll take that all day long. All right, let's look at the difference in the numbers now. Check that out. So now we have extension at the top, +8, and we still have deflection at the bottom, -29, which is marvelous for me. So just me adding some radial deviation put me in a better position at the top and gave me a higher number all the way across the board. Let's do that again. We're gonna add a little bit of radial deviation. Still working on the shoulders, 45. Right down the target line, beautiful ball. Okay, let's look at these numbers again. +5 at the top, flexion, -20 in the strike zone. You know what? I'm actually happy with this. This is really nice right now. These numbers, what I can do, if I don't want to add no radial deviation, check this out. I'm not going to add no radial deviation, and watch this ball. It should be a nice little tight draw. 45. A little bit of a pull. Let's see what the numbers say. I'm back to -11 at the top, which is where it's in the zone. That's where they want me at. And I'm a little bit too much flexion through the strike zone. All right? Just a tad too much. Let's do that again. Work on the 45-degree shoulders. Boom. I'm going to add a little radial deviation to this one. All right, guys. I'm happy with what's going on. Look at the numbers again. All right. There we go. So I'm seeing some numbers that I need to work on personally. They within the strike zone that I want to do. But I'm having a lot of flexion through the strike zone, which doesn't surprise me because I had a client earlier this week, and we did the flexion drill, where the drill is when you come all the way to the top and you try to hit as hard as you can, but you try to stop the wrist right here. So you swing to the top and you try to stop it. You try to stop the ball right here, which creates flexion. All right. And I was showing him how to do that drill. And I had some really good shots with that. Let's do one of those shots right here. That's the flexion drill. There you go. That should be a bunch of flexion right there. -21 flexion at impact. All right. So that drill doesn't surprise me that my numbers are a little high. As a coach, you know what we do. You know, we train the clients and we have to, well, all coaches don't, but I'm a coach that actually, I have the ability to show my clients what I want them to achieve. And I consider that a true blessing that I actually have the ability to show my clients what I want them to achieve. A lot of coaches cannot. They're good coaches, but they can't swing the club no more. They can tell you about the swing, they can break the swing down, but they really can't do the motion, you know. But that doesn't make them a bad coach. It just makes them a different type of coach. I come from a school of thought that I've always wanted to go to somebody who could actually hit the ball, play golf, and I used to say, if you can't beat me, you can't teach me. But I don't think that's true no more. But that's how I was for years. If you couldn't beat me, then I didn't even want you to teach me. And I think that was a very arrogant stance for me to have. It just really was. So you don't have to be able to make the maneuver, but I know there's a lot of people out there, they want their coach to be able to make the swing. So I really work on my game and different drills so I can be able to show the client the drill I want them to achieve. All right, here we go again. Talking about the 45s, shoulders, piston pivot, anchor your weight. There you go. That ball felt good. I'm just starting to crank it up a little bit. I don't never like playing at a high speed. You know, I like building up into it. Numbers look good all the way around. You know. Here we go. Hit one more. I like what I'm doing. The 45s. Don't forget what this video is about. As always, I bounce around to some other things that come in happen. If I hit a shot, we'll talk about that. But the premise of this video is the 45s. It's just like on a golf lesson. If you're on a golf lesson, you may hit a wayward shot and your coach may be like, hey, that's an outlier, throw that out. Or he may want to talk about it. So that's what I do. I'm always in a teaching mode. So I'll talk about some other things, but let's bring you back to core, ground zero. We're talking about the importance of the 45s, and I'm talking about mainly with the shoulders, all right? So here we go. Piston pivot, anchor the weight, boom, the shoulders there at 45. Shoulders are at 45 again. All right. I'm happy with all these numbers right here. Hey, I hope this video helps you out. See what the final ball was. -7, flexion at the top, -17 right there. And with hack motion, you can set your parameters. They got like pattern A, pattern B, pattern C, you know, and it's virtually based off of tour players. Like Tiger's a pattern A, Morikawa's I think is a pattern A. Different players, Fleetwood may be a pattern B or whatnot, whatever it is. You can look it up, but you can go in there and put your custom parameters in there also. If you see you hitting really good shots and you match it up with your launch monitor and you see your numbers are looking really good, just change the parameters to wherever you want to be at and say, hey, this is the number where I want to work on. I want to work in these numbers. Because remember, at the end of the day, you have to get a swing that's going to be within your windows of success. I'm a firm believer that the golf instructors need to have a standardized way of teaching. I think there should be 5 skill sets that everybody teach. And then you have what we call the black belt level things that you can teach individually to your clients. But there's certain things that all players do. And the reason why I say that is because the golf club demands you do it. The design of the golf club demands certain things must happen. Piston pivot, anchor the weight, 45s. That ball was nice. What kind of ball was that? Tightless. It was soft. That was soft right there. Smash tracker looks good. Face the target, plus 1.1. Face the path, 0.5 minus club path, plus 1.6. Looking good right there. Hack motion numbers, -11 at the top, -21 at the impact. And they want me to be at -15 at impact. They saying I'm having too much through here, which is having me a little bit of a closed face, right? But for me, I wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. You know, I would just make sure my parallax is on purpose and I'm just getting a little bit of a throw. So if I want to fix that, watch this. I'm just going to get the throw, which is going to give me that extension they asking for. Well, that's a slinger shot. And there it go. Missed shot, but it gave me the number they wanted me to have. Do not go down that rabbit hole, folks. Do not go down that rabbit hole. Don't chase numbers, chase your numbers. Let's get back in the business. There we go. Perfect down the target line. Boom. Don't chase what they want you to chase. Chase what works for you. Take care, folks.